Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Family Show, Season 3, Episode 6. And with me, I have Gary Pratt. He's a country music artist from MTS. Um, and I been doing with them for a little while, and I always have good guests with them. And I was listening to your music, and you have a classy country voice. If somebody
Thank you.
wanted if somebody wanted to like they said, pick somebody to sing a country song, I'd probably pick you because it seems to fit that mold. Um, and
Awesome. Oh, wow.
and
That's
the
so cool. Thank you.
yeah, and the album that you have, something worth remembering. It said in there that you wrote it for your brother that passed away. Were you two really close when you were younger, and is that kind of what inspired the name of it? Is you wanted to make sure that he wasn't forgotten?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I didn't write that specific song, but that was written by Tony Arata. I did write 6 of the songs on the album, but that song was written by Tony Arata, who wrote the dance for Garth Brooks. And I was looking to dedicate this to my brother because
Mm,
we've always been close. I'm the oldest. I have 2 younger brothers. My brother Dennis, who was the middle child. Of course, we spent a lot of time together. Got in a lot of trouble, I guess, when we were younger. But anyhow, we were
that's
real
what brothers
close, and
do,
even
right?
like in our adult lives, we were close. And he was always looking out for me. What's that?
Right. I said brothers getting in trouble. That's kind of what brothers do.
You there?
And
Yeah, yeah.
what,
We did that too. I mean, not in bad trouble, just mischievous things. You
right,
know,
right,
but we were always close, and even my adult years, we've been close. And I want to dedicate this album to him. And when I heard this song, it brought the whole album together, and it made sense to dedicate the album to him after I heard this song. It brought the whole album and every song just like in a whole package. So that's why we picked
right.
this song.
And some of the other ones I listened to on your channel, um, uh, like the one song "Where Does the Love Go." What inspired that song? Is that one that you wrote?
No, that was when I did years and years ago. That's when I was living down Nashville, and I did some um, demo work for some people, and that was written by an older lady. Can't remember her name, but a lot of the songs that are on like my YouTube page and my web page are not the newer songs, only because the new album doesn't drop to this Friday. So the only new song on my webpage and on YouTube and on Amazon and Spotify is the song "A Song You Can Drink a Beer To," which came out March 5th, and this new
Okay.
album's coming out the 26th. So some of the older songs, I wrote most of them, but some of them I did not write. Um, but I'm proud of all of them. I wouldn't sing them if I didn't like the songs.
Right, right. And what is some of your, like, is there a favorite gig that you've had, like, that you always remember, either because it was so bad or because it was so fun to do?
Um, I've opened up for a lot of different, people. We have I live in Pittsburgh, which is probably about 40 miles east of well, I live in Greensburg, 40 miles east of Pittsburgh, if you know where Pittsburgh is. And
Yeah.
I opened up for a lot of people around the area. We have a place called the Palace Theater, and I opened up for a lot of people there: Crystal Gale, Travis Tritt, Dwight Yoakam, Lori Morgan, and all of them. But when I'm going to have to say the concert that my gig that I remember, which was so much, there was so much energy, was the CMA Fest. I was booked as one of the people outside of the main arena as people were going into the main place, and just to watch the people and the excitement, and
I
they
bet.
were all there for country music, so you just felt the energy and all the people just being in Nashville and doing that. That would have to be my favorite. It'll be in my mind forever. So, but there's been a lot, but that one is very memorable, sure.
I I can only imagine like playing outside of a something like that, where you're kind of almost hyping up the crowd as they're going into the main stage there. And um, is there anybody like either from the past or present, and if they're with us or
Yeah,
not,
sort of.
that you would love to do a song with? Because I seen that you on your current the album that you got coming out, you did a lot of duets, and you had other people on there. But is there anybody that you want to work with that you haven't had a chance to?
Oh yeah, I mean, all the big names. I'd love to tour with some of these big names. Even pitch just a couple songs to, just to do that. But uh, I've been asked this question before, and it seems sometimes that there's so many, but it just sort of depends. I've changed my answers sometimes.
Right,
So
right,
uh, I really would love um, to do a duet or be on stage or have dinner with. I really um, I want to have to say I really think Dolly Parton, believe it or not, because she is such an icon, and she is. I mean, she's still hitting. She's doing some duets with people now, like King and Country and
yeah.
Zach
I've seen
Williams,
that one.
and these songs are just awesome songs. I do some of these as covers. I love doing duets. I always have a girl singer, with me, but she makes you feel so comfortable, and she's reinvented herself so many times that I think I could learn a lot from her. Plus, I would feel comfortable around her, and
Right.
so that's one of the icons. I'd like to do that. Yes, definitely.
And um, I don't know where you went on tour, or if you went on tour before, but what would be your ideal uh tour vehicle that you go in, like a custom bus or a van, or what would be something that you would enjoy traveling in and doing music?
Traveling, you know what? Definitely something a little bigger than a van, but um, I mean, most everyone travels on a bus. It would
Right,
be nice to be able to just fly in, do your concert, and leave. But if you're traveling, I mean, you're traveling with your bandmates too, and the chemistry. I mean, you have to know, your people, and really respect them. I mean, musicians are just awesome. I mean, I've been just by working with some of the great players, and Adam Ernest, who's really going to be something. He's in Nashville now. He just signed with Sony. He did all the music on my last CD and my Christmas CD, which was right before that. And I mean, if you're traveling and you can't just fly in and do something. I would say some kind of a bus that you can be with your people and maybe write songs when you're going, and you know that way you just gain respect out of each other, and then the chemistry on the stage I think would be much better because you know that person. And um, so I'd have to say some kind of a large bus.
Right, right. Um, when you look back at doing music, is there any of your songs that you would take back and if you could just erase it, maybe reuse it and rewrite it musically or lyrically? Are there any songs that you'd like to do that too? And are there any that you haven't released yet that maybe you wrote way back when, but it just haven't had the right sound to it yet?
You know what? Yeah, there's a couple right now that I'm looking at that I would like to rewrite with somebody because I wrote them myself. But I find out I haven't really co-written with anyone yet, and I like to do that this coming year. Um, I am getting some connections, through my producer and the Tonic Studios and Brian Cole, my producer. But I'd like to write with someone else. There's a few songs that I have. One called "Never Been in Love," and um, "I Can Do Anything in a Cowboy Hat's" another song that I wrote. I wouldn't mind rewriting those. It's funny you asked that, Bob, because one of the songs that are on this album I wrote when I was 15 years old, and it's
Wow.
called "Number One Fan." And we needed another song. Well, I was sort of bringing some of my older songs in just to see if we could use any of them. And the song "Number One Fan" I wrote when I was 15, and we got in the studio. We wrote it. Um, got the different music going on, and the guys really liked it, and they said we need some different lyrics and stuff. So we um, went home, wrote some new lyrics, and the song is a completely different meaning. I actually wrote it for my mom when I was 15 because she was my number one fan, and the song I rewrote it into being a song about a love relationship and someone being on the road, and this person that follows this guy everywhere to see him sing, and just like wants him to make it so bad. And but deep in her heart she wants to be more than just a number one fan. She wants to be with him as her uh, as his partner or wife or girlfriend or whatever. And then by the end of the song, little does she know, all the songs that he's been writing has been actually written for her. And someday he's
Wow.
going to tell her that he's her number one fan. So it's a pretty cool song. And the way it came about, rewriting was just made it so much better, and uh, it's one of my favorites on the album because it goes way back, when I did first started writing.
And that probably because I've written a couple songs before, and it seems like if you have a song that's just like stuck and you haven't got to put out, it's like an unfinished dinner that's just sitting there,
Cool.
and you want to eat it, and but you can't, you haven't got it finished cooking yet. Um, oh, and somebody here in the chat, they said a song you can drink beer to is a great tune.
Uh,
And is there some of those songs that you like to play that are kind of like a almost like a party
oh
song, a
yeah, it
good time
is.
song?
That was that was our. Oh, yeah, I do. I like the style I like is going from like something gritty, a party, gritty country song, and then actually turn around and then doing like a ballad, belting out a ballad. That's my style. Like I like Chris Young and Luke Holmes. They go from that two different types of styles. That gritty country to that love song, and that's what I like to do. Um, but That's funny you said a dinner that's not eaten yet, but that is pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
But
it's
yeah, that's the kind of I like doing gritty songs, like that fun songs. That song, a song you can drink a beer to. Um,
it's kind of a an interesting. It's kind of the best analogy that I could come up with because a good song to me it fills up your soul and it can fill up your heart depending on what's going on in your life. And so if you're trying to put a song out there, it's kind of like you're trying to make a meal for somebody. And if you don't have all the ingredients in there yet, whether it's musically or lyrically, um, or
yeah,
or or the right group to put it together in the oven of a studio, then it doesn't seem to come out right. But you still have that those ingredients in your mind, and you're waiting for them to come out. That's kind of how it feels to me anyway. When I would write some songs, and I've got those on my channel. But um, is there any of your songs that are really autobiographical that people should take a look at?
I'll check them out. You know what? My songs, they're of course, a lot are something that I might be feeling, but I also get song ideas from other people. I listen to what people are saying. You're talking about a fun party song. Um, I was at a picnic and I heard someone say, um, just real loud, it just came out. That sounds like whiskey to me, and I was like, that sounds like a song to me. So that's how I got that idea for that song that's on the album. But um, sort of echoing here a little bit. Um,
Yeah, hopefully it stopped now.
okay. So there are songs on the album. The, the first song is sort of about me when I was a little younger. I was backward. Um, I was afraid to go for what I wanted. I should have moved to Nashville then when I was a little younger, but I didn't. And just a lot of things in life, I was scared because I was sort of a backward person and sort of a loner. I think that's why I got into music so much. Um, it's called "You Got to Jump In," and it's about we only have one life to live, and you shouldn't be afraid to go for things that you want, even if it takes you out of your comfort zone. That's even better. Look at it as a challenge and say, "Hey, I'm going to do this," even though you might be scared. You go do it, and that's what the first song's about. It's you got to jump in. So that's a little bit about my life. There's heartbreak songs on there. There's songs about a love relationship that you have to. It's work. To be in a relationship, and you sort of you can't you got to give each other room, and you sort of got to. I have a line in there that says you got to bend but not break. And that's some of the feelings that came out of songs that came out of my feelings. And I've written a lot that are just party songs and fun songs, but then there's a lot of songs that really pertain to me, and there's songs that pertain to other people. I hear them talking or they say a line, and it's like, hey, that's a great hook, or that's that'd be a great idea for a country song. So that's how I
Right.
get my ideas.
And when you're getting the ideas for your songs, have you ever had ones that just came all at once, where it was musically and lyrically, it just came out and almost in one shot, and then you polish it up, but you have the basic thing down right away?
Oh yeah, yeah. I wrote a song for the Cancer Society. A friend of mine came to me and said, "We're going to do a video for the Cancer Society for this event. It's called Relay for Life. They have a all around, United States, and probably other countries too. But uh, she said, we're going to make a video for this Relay for Life. Can you come up with a song in a couple days? And I was like, well, I'll try, and I didn't know how to even go about, starting the song. And, that night I went to bed and I woke up in the morning. I had the complete song in my head and the melody and the words. And I wrote it like in a half hour, and that's on my YouTube and all that pages and um,
I have all
websites
those.
and stuff.
I have
But
all
it's
those
called the
links
Relay
for
for
people.
Life. And a lot of people use it across, um, for their events because there's events in like every little town, around here. And they call and ask if they can use.
Yeah, I have all your links in the description. People can go check it out, your
Yeah.
YouTube page and Facebook and all that. And are you going to be going and playing any shows anytime soon?
Then there's other songs too. They, Mhm. Of course, because of COVID, everything was shut down. But everybody knows that. But I did a couple virtual things. But I have a couple gigs, lined up. Just a couple small ones right now. Usually, I like to play a lot of festivals. Um, Around here in Maryland and stuff. I don't haven't traveled too much further out of that in Pittsburgh and of course when I was in Nashville I played down there every place down there possible. But I play a lot in Pompano Beach too. I travel down there because I know a lot of people there. But as far as gigs this year, they're starting to come. I have I think one festival coming up and a couple small things. Small gigs I just sort of do myself and um, my very good, wonderful friend Kate Zoller. We do our own duo thing, but any large shows, hopefully they'll be coming. At the Palace Theater and opening up for some more people. And because I want to get this new album out there because I'm so excited about this album and it's each album I do better and better and I just hopefully they'll come along. I'm sure they will. I've been having fun doing all these interviews. At first I was a little like, how am I going to do this? And now now I don't shut up. I guess I don't. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well,
But
you got some people
yeah,
that
hopefully we'll be getting more gigs.
you got some people that subscribed here, and this person says Don Noel has a great voice, um, and said
Awesome.
you're very good, and I have to agree. Um, some of the other songs that I
Yeah, her
wrote
and I
down.
used to, yeah, we sang together. Um, yeah, thank you,
I, I,
Lisa.
yeah, and I kind of want to know about that song "Homegrown Country Boy." That seems like a song that you would play like, but when you're getting ready to go out to the bar or something like that. It'd be some song that you get hyped up to go out for the night.
I'm glad you asked about that song. That song's actually a true story. I was playing a gig. Well, there's a place I was playing for quite a while, like every other Friday or something. I was playing, and these guys come in the bar and they look pretty rough, and I'm like, I don't know, if they're going to cause problems or what they're going to do, but and it was on a break when they walked in, and they just looked real rugged, real redneck guys, and um, I started singing, and these guys got out on that dance floor, and I tell you, they were awesome. They did this line dance. They kicked. I don't know how they kicked that high, but they did. And for a while, I mean, I became friends with those guys, and still talk to them once in a while. Actually, um, I was going out Route 30 here by Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and I saw this sign that said "Homegrown corn for sale." And that I've been trying to think of something that's right for these guys. And when I seen that homegrown, I just said homegrown country boys, and that's how that song originated. And that's how a lot of songs originate. But it's really it's a cool song, and it has a cool story. And um, a lot of them you wouldn't think these guys could dance like that, but they
Right.
do. So
Is there a time where you were ever playing at a place that was scary to play? Like you were, it was kind of sketchy to play at, and you weren't sure if you were gonna make it back out of there?
yeah, yeah. There's been a couple places. One place that I sang at, and it was a pretty rough place. And people were saying, "No, you shouldn't play there." My one friend had was from that area, and he went in there one day and said, "Hey, you got to get Gary Pratt in here to sing." And they're like, "Well, okay, you know." And they said, "Well, have him come down and we'll talk," you know. So when I walked into the bar with my friend later on, like that week or whatever, they had my song playing on a jukebox, and I was thinking, I can't tell these people no. You know, I was like, this looks like a rowdy place, but there's no way I can tell them I can't sing here. You know, they're playing my song on the jukebox. You know, so we worked it out, and I played there quite a many times. But that's one thing about my brother. That's where my brother comes into some of these situations because even though I'm the older brother, you know, they say you're the big brother. I'm the
Right.
littlest. You know, I'm like,
Okay.
5'5", you know, I'm little. And um my brothers, both of them are like 6 foot tall. And my brother Dennis, who passed away, he would he'd come in and say, "Oh, I'm here just to hear the music." You know, now when I look back on so many situations where he's been there for me, um, I know he was there because if something was going to happen, you know, he wasn't a little guy, and he definitely knew his stuff. You know, he was going to take care of what was happening, and that's it's one of those things. You know, that's worth remembering about him, and I do miss him. You know, and those kind of situations, and a lot of other things too. And he'd
Right.
show up and help me put a deck on in my house or fix plumbing because I'm not really that handy with stuff like that. You know, I'm more music. I do the
Yeah.
music. You know,
Yeah.
but
And living
yeah. So
simple
I'm glad you asked that question. Yeah.
living simple outdoors says their father played in the band for over 40 years all over the place, and they said there's uh, places that they go love to go play back at. Is there places that you love to play that you'll, if they ever ask you to go play again, you'll be there, no questions asked?
Oh yeah. I of course the Palace Theater. I'd hopefully get back in there. I through the Westmoreland Cultural Trust here in the area. Um, I would like to play the Rocky Gap Music Festival again. Be nice to play. I played at Tennessee State Fair. I'd like to do that again. You know, some of the bigger things, but even doing the smaller gigs like at the wineries and the breweries. I mean, right now I'm trying to get some of these larger breweries to have me, especially with that song, a song you can drink a beer to. It's like could be their anthem actually. Um, but all those places. Of course, I want to play new places too, but CMA Fest and even to do that again or play some of the clubs down Nashville. I'd love to do that again. Um, and just, I just want people to hear my music,
Right.
So even the Buckeye Festival in Ohio, I'd like to do that too. So there's a couple places that stand out in my mind. Some I played, some I haven't. So yeah, definitely.
And Shanna Kraus says you got a nice sound as well, and wants to know, have you ever been to the Purple Onion?
Thank you. What's that?
She wants to know if you've ever been to the Purple Onion. I'm guessing it's a
No,
place.
no, I have not. Where's that at?
I do not know. I do not know. I'll have to wait and see if she. It says she says it is in
No, where's it at?
North Carolina, Salada, North Carolina.
Yeah. No, I have not.
Um,
Can you get me a gig there?
yeah, if you can get
I'll
Gary a
go.
gig there, he'll go play there. Um, but it's been nice to talk to you, and I'm trying to have all the musicians,
Yes.
um, especially now that it looks like we got a light at the end of the tunnel. Um, I want to have everybody back once they're going and playing shows to kind of promote their shows that they got coming up, because I know that's a big part of it, not just the albums coming out. Um, and uh,
Yeah.
living simple homestead and outdoors. They're in
Yeah. Yeah.
Newfoundland. They said music's uh, you can make a pretty good living up there doing festivals and Irish pubs there. Has there is there any places that you want to go internationally that and play that you haven't got to yet?
Internationally? Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, that would be, in the UK, and um, I actually my song's on a Euro chart, which is really great, and it was number one on iTunes in South Africa recently. Um, so I mean, I would be up to traveling anywhere to see a different, country and experience, the people and the way they live. I would love to do that. I guess that would take a little bit of time once I'm there, but I'll stay for a while. But um, I definitely love to go, overseas and to some other countries. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
how I kind of wonder if you had a chance to go talk to 15-year-old Gary who wrote that song and now it's on the new album, and you could go back and say one day, well, I mean, iTunes wasn't out back then, but to go back and say, hey, one day you're going to have a number one song and it's going to be in South Africa. Would you have believed yourself even if you were standing back there looking at yourself back in time?
You know what? I've always wanted to do this. I've always wanted to sing, and just a little bit about this. When I came back from Nashville, I was a little bit discouraged, and I decided to quit singing and doing the gigs, and I was sort of discouraged, like I said. But after probably about a year, I just realized how miserable I was, and because I always thought by that time, I'd be accepting a CMA award, or because that's all I used to do when country music came on TV. I was in front of it from since I was little. So I always thought, God put that plan in me, or that dream, that passion in me for a reason. And the more I look back now, I see I wasn't ready back then. Um, Now I find myself, there's a purpose to my music, and there's a message. Um, for this, well, definitely this album. It has a whole life story, and then I think the next album will be even more in depth. But I've always seen myself doing this for the rest of my life. Doesn't matter if you get a number one song, or all your songs are sort of number one that you write in your heart. They're all like a part of you.
Right.
Um, but I have a lot that I want to share with people. About going for your dreams, and I just feel that I'm in a place now, where God wants me to be, to share some things about me, and things of how I see things, maybe to help other people, and even to help younger musicians, or I'm up to people. Even you want to reach out to me, send me an email, Gary Pratt music at AOL.com. If you need some help on, even if you want to get some information on getting mechanical rights for songs that other people write, and you don't know how to do it, or any kind of tips, I'd be happy to help, especially the
Yeah.
younger people out. um, but I've always seen myself, I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. It doesn't matter if I get an award or if I get a number one song. It's what makes me and me happy,
Mm-hmm.
and I won't.
Oh man, he ended up dropping out there. Hopefully he pops back in here. Shannon Craft, thank you for being in here. Living Simple, Home Sitting Outdoors, thank you for being in here. Um, Lisa, Lisa, thank you for being in here. Oh,
Okay.
back now. There we go.
Yeah, I won't. I
Yep,
won't give that part
you're
of me up.
yeah, and I don't think you should. And I enjoy it when people talk about their faith, and I kind of feel that God is in the I don't know in life. The I don't know what's going to happen, but I have faith that this is what I'm supposed to do. That I don't know part is probably the best part that there is.
Yeah, because he knows. He knows your plan.
Yep.
There's a couple songs on there that's referred to God on my album. One is "To Find Us." It's a duet with Savannah Nider, who's also on MTS, and the other one is "Number One Fan." Both of those have reference to God and His plan for us. Um, I go pretty well from one thing to the next, but I definitely have faith. I have someone right now who's very close to me that has cancer, and I'm there for them 100%, and um, I have faith that God's gonna get them out of this, and so far things have been going good, and we had already had radiation and chemo and all that, and things have been going good, and I have faith, God will pull them through, and but that unknown part, like you were saying, is that's where you have to have your faith too. You know, faith is different than just going to church, and you know, faith is believing God wants good for you, and um, I believe that He wants good for all of us, and I don't think people should be afraid to ask for things neither. I mean, He's our Father, so I believe in He has plans for all of us.
Oh yeah, I completely agree, and and that's something that I didn't always believe, and I'll tell people I'm one of the first people that wouldn't believe any of it, and I've had my own experiences now, and it just gives me faith that there's a lot more to it than what a lot of people dismiss easily, and I would look back on my life and see a lot of times where I was kept around when maybe I shouldn't have been kept around, and it was because God had more plans for me than what I thought He had for me.
Amen. Yep. You're right. You're right. Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
That's my story too. I shouldn't probably be here neither, but
Yeah.
I am. So
And I want to thank you for being here today. And one of the things that I always say at the end of the show is stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen. And you've made life happen ever since you were 15 writing
yeah.
music. Way before that. And is there anything that you can say to people that maybe are out
Yep.
there as struggling musicians or just starting out musicians, that you can tell them it's worth it to keep going as far as their music goes?
Yeah, I've had a lot of friends who, they give up on it. But I don't know. Musicians are such creative people, and I think they feel more than what they know how to express their feelings. And I think that's what we need music for, because not everybody can express their feelings, but they can hear something in a song and say, "Hey, that's me." I just think that it doesn't matter if you're just singing in your basement. If it's making you happy, do it. If you have a dream, especially if you're younger, you know, go for it. You might not know how to, but one day at a time. And don't be afraid to reach out to people. And I have some experience here. I know people now that within this last album that I have so many more contacts, and I'm more confident in my music. And do what you do what you love. Don't ever give that up, no matter what it is. If it's painting, if it's doing sports, whatever makes you know God put that in you for a reason, and what you do with it is that's up to you. But don't be afraid of closed doors, and keep going for what you want. And you know I just want to thank you so much for having me on the show, and Mike Stover with MTS Records, Brian Cole, Doug Casper, um, Adam Ernest, Savannah, who's on the album, Matt Weston, and my partner in crime, um, Kate Solar. These are all backbone people, and all my people that follow me. And there's one group called the Kick It Up Dancers. I just love them. They're like my friends. Um,
I like the
Family,
name.
they're always there for me. I just want to add that, that I appreciate everything they do for me.
Yeah. And I appreciate you being on the show. And like I said, I'd like to have you back again once we people can play shows and stuff again. I'd like to have you back on so that you can promote those shows, and hopefully once I start traveling on the road, maybe I'll come across you playing
Definitely.
sometime.
Yeah. I,
All right. Well, thank you for being on. I'm gonna play the credits and
oh, yeah. Well, you have a
we'll,
big bus?
no, just a van. But yeah, I'm gonna play the credits and we'll get out of here. And everybody, stop waiting
All
for
right.
life to happen and make it happen. And I will see you guys next time.
Thank you for